so I just came from church. Today's like the last Sunday of the year, so you have to go to church. Come on, at least show up in church. Let me know if you went to church this morning. You have to be thankful for seeing at least the last Sunday of the year, at least close of the year in church, because it's the last Sunday. And church was pretty empty this morning. I know quite a few people were not at church this morning, but I mean, come on. If you didn't go to church on the last Sunday, at least go to church on the All Year's Night service. Okay, so I can clearly see that you guys enjoyed the vlog video better than most of the other videos that I made. Just tell me that you guys just like to know people's business. So thanks to all those who shared that video, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description below so that you can check that out. That's my last video that I uploaded. So I suspect I'll have to continue doing a few more vlog videos for you guys. And feel free to subscribe. Anyway, I have to give God thanks and praise for how much money I made in 2019 from my side hustles. Let's get into it. But before I do, let me just get this close up. In my previous video, I went on 2 projects and I actually thought that would have been the last projects for the year. But yesterday I actually went on another project. Okay people, so I'm done with changing my clothes. Not only done, but I just make a soup with a difference. This is a ramen soup with a difference. So here's what I'm having. I'm having ramen with a difference. You see, we didn't have time to cook any food this morning before we go to church. That's what I'm having. It's ramen with a difference. Basically, it's just chicken noodles with dumpling with some vegetables. I even have okra in there and Irish potato and different seasoning, parsley, onions, garlic, spice it up a bit with a little extra pepper, and I'm having a sorrel juice to go along with it. Right now I'm just going to check out on my analytics. I find this video is really picking up. Let me see if I can show you guys. Right now I gained 2 subscribers on this video because right now I have 116 subscribers, as you can see here, and also if I go on, I'm not sure what the ranking thing is all about, but it tells me that I'm ranking by 1 of 10. I don't know if 1 is better or if the higher the number, if it's closer the number to 10 is better or what. But however, I have 140 views. Here it's showing 140 views, but I'm sure if I go in the analytics of this video, I could just go there. That's the video right there, and if I go on the analytics, sometimes it shows me more. It shows that I have 141 views, and it shows that a lot of people is watching quite a lot of that video. I mean, in 2 days I have like 141 views and counting. That's amazing. Seems that I can get some people to binge watch that video. So that's because I have 10.8 hours so far, and again 1 subscriber actually. The other subscriber again must be from another video or just from my channel completely. Anyway, so I want to thank you guys for sharing my video. I think that's the first time one of my videos reached over 100 views in 1 day. That's incredible. Anyway, so let's get into how much money I made in 2019 from my side hustles. Oh my, that soup have me sweating. My goodness. I'm going to see eating a hot soup. It's sweating. Yeah, trust me, I think I'm going to go outside for the rest of this video, or for some of it, because it's too hot inside there right now. I hope it have breeze outside, because I mean outside as I'm looking a little humid. It's hot because I'm eating some nice hot soup. You know, it's very good to keep track of your side projects or your side hustles or whatever you want to call it, because that way you'll know how much you have earned throughout the year, if you know what I mean. Not only will you know how much you have earned, but you'd at least have a good idea of how much money you have spent throughout the year as well, if you know what I mean. You'll also be able to judge whether or not you are spending way too much money in the year, because really and truly you should have a reasonable percentage amount of your money being saved in a year or not being spent in a year. And if you just go about spending your money lavishly, you'll never, and not keeping track of your money, you'll never really know where your money is going. You know, keeping track of your expenses and your income is a good way to cultivate discipline in the area of how you manage your money. Knowing how much money you make in comparison to how much money you spend, it influences your mind to really want to either spend less money or generate more money. That's what I see it's really influencing me to do. It's actually, the more I control or I keep track of the amount of money I spend, is the more either I want to find means and ways to make more money, or I want to manage how I spend that money. Wow, I have a neighbor and he's planting sorrel like crazy. Show that to you guys. Oh, I lost most of the footage for the sorrel, most of the close-up shots. If you have a job or you do side hustles, you should always try to at least save 20% of your income. that is the practical way to go. Yeah, you should try to save at least 20% or more from your income. I mean, there are some people, they make $60,000 a year and they spend $60,000 a year. And some of them, in addition to that, they are still on debt. Some of them have student loan debt, some of them have mortgage debt, and so many different types of debt. Some of them have car loan paying, and oh my goodness, they have their good furniture, you know, but they still go and buy pots and take a brand new furniture just because they want to change for the Christmas. What kind of a strange thing is that? Nothing wrong with their furniture, no? They go and buy pots and they want to change for the Christmas. And it's under debt, you know. That's the problem. I don't mind if they have their cash, no? In order for you to properly manage your income, one of the first things you have to do is pay off all bad debt. And I say bad debt because there are both good debt and bad debt. I just met a little child and she asked me, "You doing a YouTube video?" I tell her, "Yes, check me out. My name is Young and Uprising." Okay, so while I'm giving all this information, you all see me walking because what I'm doing is I'm going on a property nearby. I'm taking you guys along with me. And at the end of the video, I'll tell you all about this property. Okay, so before I continue, I'll just take a little break there before I reach on the property. So a good debt I'll consider to be a loan used to start a business, a sustainable business that is sustainable enough to pay off its own debt. So that is what I consider a good debt. So that money does not totally come from your pocket, but it comes from the business itself that you take the loan to create. And a bad debt, I would say, is basically a debt that, let's say you take a loan on a mortgage on a house that you're living in, and the house doesn't generate any form of income for you. All it's doing is just taking money off from your pocket. That I consider bad debt. So basically a bad debt basically takes money out from your pocket, and a good debt keeps your money in your pocket, pays off its own self. And the good thing about a good debt is sometimes it puts money in your pocket. So while it's paying off the debt, it sometimes even puts money in your pocket. So with that being said, I'll let you guys know how much money I have earned for the year from my side hustles. But first, I'll let you know what type of side hustles I do in the first place. I think I've mentioned a few of them in some of my past videos. I'll put a link for a few of those videos where I think I've mentioned a few, so you guys can check that out. But I'll still go ahead and mention them in that video for you guys. So the side hustles I do are as follows. So first of all, I do building designs, engineering drafting. I design residential and commercial buildings, roads, bridges, you just name it. So I also do quantity surveying, including building estimates, material listing, and everything that have to do with quantity surveying. So I did quite a few of those this year. Filled out multiple tender documents for various contractors. I also did property valuations for some people. I also did some property assessment. There are even some people who were willing to pay me to teach them to do some projects, whether they wanted to learn how to do some quantity surveying, or they wanted to learn wanted to improve on AutoCAD and other little things. People were willing to pay me to teach them because they find, well, what I do it at too much of a professional level. They want to gain that skill and they're willing to pay me some money. So I also make money in that area as well. And the final way that I have been making money this year is through my little truck here. So I have this small truck, and now and again I'll get I'll show you guys a picture of it, obviously. But now and again I get some people asking me to carry some load for them on this truck. So now and again I get a little project to carry some load for people, mainly people shopping at the hardware stores. Maybe they're shopping for steel, or maybe they're shopping to buy some lumber. Maybe they want to buy some bags of cement, or maybe anyway, you get the idea. So it's a small trucking service that I also do. As long as the small truck can handle it, I'll take on the project. As long as I have the time and the small truck can handle it, I'll take on the project. If any of you wondering what small truck I'm talking about, or the brand, it's a Suzuki Carry. It's a mini truck, a Suzuki Carry. So it doesn't carry so much load. It's not dumping. It's a manual, of course, because I love manual. So that's the vehicle you all have been seeing me in. Well, in some of my videos, some of my recent videos, I've had a few clips with me in this vehicle. So that's all the side hustles. If any of you guys need any work done in any one of these areas or in any one of those services, you can check me out. You can DM me on Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. Of course, all my links will be in the description below, so just go down in the description and you can see the links to all of those. If you want a house design, if you're planning to build a house soon, you could check me out. You know, if you want a valuation done, you could check me out. If you need some estimate done, you can check me out. If you need whatever the case may be, as long as I can do it, just check me out. Of course, if you're liking this content so far, feel free to like this video, for the YouTube algorithm, as they say, because it will encourage a lot more people to watch the video. It will encourage YouTube to share that video with a lot more people, so I can have a greater impact. And if you are new to this channel, I'd like to say welcome, and feel free to subscribe if you would like to receive any more great content like this one. Also, you can share this video with your friends and family on social media. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I'm basically going to give you a general sum of the amount of money I made for each month of the year. But for this, obviously, we have to do inside. So I'm almost on the property now. So I'm just going to show you that property now. That is the reason why it's important to save your money. Now, there's a dog on that property. Now, that's the reason why it's important to save your money, so that you'll be able to buy this property, which I bought this year. So that's basically my investment for this year. You have to get inside now, because obviously I can remember all the figures for every month. So I'm heading home right now, and this is my little rock. Here it is. So that's what's been making me a little change. I mean, it's not much, because I haven't really been promoting so much, and I haven't really been having so much of the time to go out and pull up by the hardware stores to make any extra money. But okay, so I'm inside. Okay, so I won't go into much detail as to how much money I make on what particular project. As I said, I'll just give you a general sum of the amount of money I made for that month, and I'll give you an idea of the different projects that I did for that particular month. Because if I go into detail, I think this will make this video way too long. So I actually started recording the amount of money I made from my projects in February. Well, in fact, prior to February, I was recording it, but not to the extent that I am doing now. I was recording it on a piece of paper just for me to get an idea of how much money I make. But I wasn't recording it each month. But however, how I think I did it is that from February, I think all the way to July, I wasn't entirely recording what money I make from each individual project. But I think from August on all the way up to December, I was actually recording how much money I make from drafting, how much money I make from quantity surveying, and you get the idea. So for most of the months, I don't think I can tell you exactly what I make the money from. And not only so, in August I started to record not only how much money I made, but exactly on what day of the month that I made that money. Obviously, I'm not going to go into much detail of that, but that's just to show you the extent of which I started recording how my income is flowing and how my expenses are flowing. So I may be able to tell you guys what project I did from August to December to help me generate that income. But before I continue, I'd just like to tell you guys that last year or year before, if 2020 I've already reached before I posted that video, in 2018 by the month of October, I was able to save almost $12,000. Well, of course, this not only from my side hustles, but from the income that I get from my regular job. There's a percentage amount that I save almost every month, so that includes in the $12,000. But what I'm about to tell you here is how much money that I generate from my side incomes alone. Not necessarily how much I save, but how much money I generated. So it was when I reached that point that I decided that it was time for me to start working on that truck that I now have, because that truck was in a bad state. So I decided that I would save up some money to fix that truck. And really and truly, I spent just about $12,000 to put that truck on the road, because it was in a pretty bad shape. And thank God that I had the money to do it. But you know what's interesting? The minute I started working on that truck is the minute I started getting projects like crazy. And because of the extended time that it took to work on that truck, the money was coming in just in the right time for me to pay off for the expenses of the truck, and I never had to touch my savings, not $1. So from between October of 2018 to all the way up to March or April of 2019, which is basically the time that the truck took to get back on the road, I was able to generate over $12,000 to incorporate into fixing that truck. And everything came from my side projects alone, and obviously most of which went into the truck. However, by that time my savings had increased, because initially I had about $12,000. It had increased to a little under $14,000 by March to April. However, what really prompted me to start recording my expenses and my income was when I decided to open a fixed account in February of 2019 with a 2.5 interest, which in my opinion is extremely low, but it's better than nothing. So I dropped $6,000 in that account, which by the end of the year I'll have about $150. Now when I looked at how fast I was able to generate that money between October and January, I say, well, if this keeps up, there's a possibility that I can double my savings or even triple my savings at the end of this year. 2019. So I told myself in order for me to do that, I'm going to have to open a fixed deposit, and I needed to track my income and my expenses. And that's exactly what I did. So here's how much money I made from my side hustles alone in 2019. Let's start from January. Basically what I have is an Excel file. So I did not really track any of my expenses in January because that's around the month. That's the month I was actually deciding to track my expenses and my income. So I got this Excel format online, and basically it's a cash flow forecast, and it allows me to put in an item of everything of all the projects that I did for the year and the amount of money that I get for them. So as I said, I did not track any of my income in January, so I don't have a clear amount as to how much money I made in January of 2019. And the amount of money I made in February alone from my side hustles was $2,210. That's $2,210. And that's just about my salary from my regular job. Would you imagine? So with that being said, you can clearly see that I make under $50,000 a year from my regular job. And there's no way I can reach to financial freedom on a salary like that. That's why I got to hustle. So let's jump to March. Actually, I have a breakdown for March. In fact, it looks like I have a breakdown for most of the month. I didn't realize that, man. I think I have a breakdown for most of the month as far as what project I get the money from. But I don't think I am doing it to the extent that I started doing it in August to December. But I know for sure in August I went into greater detail. But anyway, in March I made $2,920. And that's long past my salary already, and I made that money from estimates, drafting, and property valuation. In April, I did some estimates, and I also did a property valuation, and I made a whopping $3,575. In May was even better. Doing similar projects, I was able to make $5,550 in May alone. I don't know if you guys can see a trend there, but from February to March, my income was just increasing. So give God all the glory and all the praise for that. Now in June, things slowed down a bit, but interestingly enough, June was actually the month I made my first money from my truck. Interesting. So June income included billing estimates, drafting, and my trucking services. And though June seemed to have been a slow month, I was still able to make $2,724.75. Still much more than my regular salary. I also got some more trucking services to do in July, as well as my billing estimates and drafting. And this was also a great month. I made $3,604.75. Now, August was extremely slow, not to mention September. I thought that I was not going to make any money in that month. However, in August, I made $780, and in September, I made $250. Now let me tell you what I've learned in not making much money in those 2 months. I made little money not because I didn't have any projects, but because I got a good enough sizable project to work on in both August and even a bigger one in September. And you'll see later on that those projects were well paid off a couple months later. But what I've learned is that in order for you to get projects and make that extra income, you have to put yourself out there and seek out those projects. Go out, talk to people, have meetings, let people know what you're capable of doing. And people that want those type of services, they're going to test you out to see what you're capable of doing. And if you can deliver a good quality project at a reasonable time frame, you'll keep getting projects. So why I did not make much money is because I did not put myself out there in those 2 months. I was satisfied with the 2 projects that I got, and I didn't want to waste time seeking other projects and kept those 2 big projects behind. I just wanted to get them done with, so I did not make myself available. In fact, it was a little slow because even if I did not put myself out there, people tend to check me with projects because I'm well known by quite a lot of people. And it worked out fine because I was able to spend more time perfecting those 2 projects. And that's why in October, I made a whopping $6,960 in October alone. And that included estimates, drafting. I also did another property valuation. And would you believe that in November was even better? I made $7,432.95. And that includes again estimates, drafting, a project supervision, a project assessment, and my trucking services. Now lastly, December was a little disappointed because I decided to go and upgrade to Windows 10 Pro and I lost all my files. Not only lost all my files, but I lost all my programs. I lost AutoCAD. I lost all the programs that I used to do my projects. And I lost all my project templates that I had in the past. I'm not sure if I'm able to recover it. I've tried, unsuccessful. And as a result, I have about 4 projects that I cannot complete. And you all saw in my last videos that I even getting more projects. Right now, I have 4 plus 3 projects. So that's an interesting lesson and an interesting start for 2020. Okay, so my battery just died. I have to put my trusty phone to charge. Right now I'm going to get ready for church this evening. So I have been disappointing a few of my clients. So right now my priority is to get my system back up and running as soon as possible. Because my computer, my programs and my brain is my money making tool. And I cannot do it without them. So with that being said, I was still able to generate $1,325 in December. And that's not bad at all. And December is not yet done and I still have a few projects working on, but I doubt I'll get paid in December because I don't think I'll finish them all up. And today's the 29th, so we still have a few days to go. I don't know what I'm going to get tomorrow or what, but I'll keep you all updated if I make any extra money. Or maybe by the time I edit in this video, I may have gained extra. Now, as I'm about to wrap this video up, just to give you an idea as to how much money I make from the different side hustles. What I made the least money on was through project assessment. I made $450 on project assessments for the year. Secondly, my trucking business, which I am hoping to pick up in the coming year or in this year if I end up uploading this video in 2020. Because for 2020, I'll be trying to leverage this truck so that I can make even more money. So while I'm working, I'll be getting someone to drive this truck for me. So if any of you guys out there are interested and you guys are hustlers and know how to drive a manual truck and know how to make money with it, you can check me out and you never know, I could use you to drive this truck. But anyway, I made $605 from my trucking services this year. Thirdly, it's the property valuation. I made $1,050 from property valuations alone. I think I did about 2 or 3 property valuations this year. I think it's about 2. Fourthly, from my drafting projects, I was able to generate $11,487.45. That's 11,000 people. And lastly, which is the project I made the most money on, that's from my estimates, that's from my building estimates. I made $23,490 this year from estimates alone. Sorry for the bad lighting, people. So for this year, I made most of my money doing estimates and drafting. So in total, when I add all this up, I have made from my side hustles alone, not including the money I make from my regular job, I make a total of $47,082.75. Actually, I made an error. It's not 75 cents, but it's 45 cents. Not only so, in my last project for December, I made an additional $250. So the actual figure is $37,352.45. I know this video was really long, so that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was motivational and inspirational to you guys. If so, share this video with your friends on social media. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to help out this channel. And if you want to receive more great videos like this one, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I know money is a sensitive topic and not much people like to talk about money and like to know how much money that, like to say how much money that they make, but I haven't got a problem with that. Let me know what other interesting videos you guys would like to watch that you'd like me to make for you guys, and I'll try my best to do so. All in all, I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.